Well, welcome back to my eBay garage. I'm Popsy, and we're just getting some stuff ready to sell on eBay. And I appreciate you being here for the journey, to work along with me, or just to have me on in the background, if nothing else. Today I got kind of an interesting thing going on because I already have all of these listed. So these are Louis L'Amour Western paperback novels. I bought a lot of, let me see, I bought a box of these on eBay Marketplace, eBay Marketplace, and it was like 120 of these books. There were a few that were like Max Payne and Luke Short and other Western authors, but not many. I think I've got 2 or 3 lots of maybe 7 books of those. But at the time, I was just getting started on eBay, and I decided that I was going to list these in smaller lots. I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. But I have lots of 5. All of these are lots of 5. This is a lot of 7. This is a lot of 3 that are, I called them non-Western. It's Louis L'Amour, The Walking Dream, West from Singapore, and Night Over the Solomons. So I also have, these are all in, I consider them good condition. They're used. I mean, somebody was reading them, somebody was collecting them for the years. I also have these that are, I call them in acceptable condition. You can see that there's some wear on the spine, some damage. I don't really see much other damage per se, but the back of the book, the spine, I think this is the spine of the book, is definitely damaged. So these aren't moving. I did have a Sackett's series, the Louis L'Amour Sackett. I think it's Sackett, not Satchett. But anyway, they're a very popular series within his books. And I had 13 of those. So it was a partial set, but they sold on January 15th for $27.87. I paid $10 for the entire box, so I already made my money back. The rest of it is all just money that I'm making, but I want to get these priced to move. I don't want them just sitting in storage forever. So that's what I'm here doing today. Now the way that I do this is similar to the way a lot of people do it. I go on eBay, I search for what's being sold, and then I search for what has already sold. So in this particular case, there were there were a ton of these online, but they were selling regular. I mean, these are very popular on eBay if you can find them. But the larger lots seemed to be selling better, and they had a good sell-through rate. I was happy with that. So what I did was I printed out the sold listings. I put it to 200 sold listings per page. I printed those as a PDF, and I uploaded those to NotebookLM, which is like a Google AI, which I use to sometimes help me price things. So this is Sonny. Welcome back to the garage. He doesn't like to be held too much. Well, he pretends that he doesn't like to be held too much, but he really likes it. You'll see him jumping around. He likes coming out in the garage when I'm out here and getting hair on me. All right, so I'm going to list these in 4 larger lots of around 20 to 22 books each, and I'm going to sell them for between $27 and $29 per lot. So close to $100 is what we'll end up with. And I'll be pretty happy with that, considering I paid $10 and I picked them up. It was just right around the corner. Actually, I picked up a fishing reel while I was there, like a vintage fishing reel. And I paid paid $10 for it, and I think I sold it for around $25 or $30 if I remember right. But, you know, 5 minutes and $10 later, and we're making some money with these books. So let's go ahead and get these opened up here. I did wrap them all as, I don't know why I wrapped this one twice, but I did. I don't want to damage the books. So it's kind of a rainy day here. Of course, you can't tell from, oh, fill up my little trash can pretty quick. Can't really tell from the being inside the garage. But I was out doing some DoorDash deliveries this morning, and I think I got out there around 5:30 and was out for a few hours. Did pretty good. Made a little video. If you're also a subscriber of that channel, that's Popsy Delivers. This is Popsy Sells. And I'll be uploading that a little later today. Popsy is because of my grandchildren. My oldest grandson, when he was really little, used to call me Pop Pop. But he would whisper it, Pop Pop, he'd say. And I don't know why. But if my memory serves me correctly, there was a moment in his life when he was putting C on the end of everything that he said. So it went from Pop Pop to Pop C. And which is kind of a, you know, I don't know too many grandfathers that are called Popsy, but it stuck. I have 4 grandsons now, and they all call me Popsy. In fact, my youngest grandson, we just met up with 4 of them. They were on a cruise, and they stopped at Port Canaveral, so we went up to Port Canaveral and met up with them. And we had at the beginning of my Popsy Deliver videos, there's a little cartoon me going across the screen in a car from a house to a fast food restaurant. And he said he wanted a Popsy Mobile, which that's what that was. I guess that's the Popsy Mobile. There's a lot of books, but we're making some headway here. I find this work to be somewhat therapeutic. I like taking the pictures and lotting things up and making these decisions. And it's a lot of fun when something sells and I can pack and ship it. It took a long time to get started with it. Like anything, I was on the sidelines for a while and just trying to figure it all out rather than just jumping in and doing it. But I should have just jumped in and did it. One of the things that scared me the most was shipping. How in the world was I going to figure out shipping? But it turns out that's like super simple. Once you do it once or twice, it becomes a no-brainer. And I like the fact that if you make a mistake, I mean, it's something like small stuff like this, you know, I only ship in the United States. I don't ship to Alaska or Hawaii. So, and I don't think I ship to Puerto Rico either. But I just didn't want that Didn't want to have to think about that. Well, most of these things that I ship out are small. They fit in, you know, this right here, this 8x6x4 is like the most common box that I use. And so most things ship, and you're going to pay $5 to $7, maybe a little more. Because the last thing I shipped out to California was just a little glass. I called it a soap dispenser, but I think it was it was actually a perfume mister. Because I shipped it on, and I made a video. My sister saw the video, and she told me what it was. And sure enough, so I'm kind of waiting. I'm afraid I'm going to get an item not as described. Right now I've got 100% positive feedback, which is nice. All right. These are the I called them historical, but I don't know. I'm just going to lot them all in together. I mean, they're all Louis L'Amour. Or is it Louis L'Amour? I don't know. I really need to read one of his books. I mean, I kind of got a little bit of an interest in them. And these are the acceptables. So I'm going to set these off to the side. All right, so we have 80 total. Let's do this. So we'll do that lot of 20. This lot of 20. This lot of 20. And this lot of 20, but I'm going to mix this in here so that not all of those so-called historical books are in the same lot. So that gives me 4 lots of 20. Now what I need to do, looks like this is my largest of them. I need to see if they're going to fit in one of my boxes, because I could use an Amazon box, but I prefer to use one of the boxes that I buy. And I think I pay, I don't know what I paid for these, maybe $1 a piece or something like that. But sometimes I add just a little bit to the shipping. And they fit height-wise. Yeah, so they'll fit in one of these boxes, which is nice. Guess I could have just used the one I had put together. Yeah. So that's good. Now, I need to make sure that I don't have duplicates, because there are some duplicates. So I think the easiest way is to use AI for this. So I'm just going to use ChatGPT and take a picture of the covers, and I'll say, look carefully at this lot of books. Tell me how many books there are, and look carefully for any duplicates. So Okay, so it says there are 19 books. Is it true? Actually, there are 21. This is why I don't think that AI is ever taking over the world, because it can't even do basic math. So it does, I do have some duplicates. This is a duplicate. The High Lonesome is a duplicate. Where's the other one? I don't see the second one. Huh. It says Hondo is a duplicate too. Hondo is like one of the more popular of his books, I think. So, where's the second Hondo? I don't see the duplicate Hondo or the duplicate High Lonesome. You are right to question it. I looked at the image carefully again. Good grief. So the one I took out is the duplicate. Yeah, and then it made an excuse. So anyway, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10 there. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Hondo was not a duplicate. The dust is a little bit crazy. I did wipe these down when I first got them, but sometimes the dust kind of gets to you. West from Singapore. So this is 20 books. And I'm going to go ahead and store them in a box, because it's basically going to fill the box. And I'm going to price them to move. All right. So I'll just consider that one lot. And let's go ahead and weigh it. This isn't an exact science. I don't know why. I'm not that worried about it. Now I'm going to probably put them in some bubble wrap and use a little bit of packing paper, but not much. So I said there was 20. Yep, 20. And I'm going to put these in box F is empty. Where's my phone? And it's 5 pounds 4 ounces. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to call this lot A. I'm kind of making this up as I go along, you know? All right. Now, I'll take these pictures here in a bit. Whoops. But I kind of got to get out of my own way right now. Okay, lot A. I'll just put these over here. All right, so I'm just going to look down through these. I'm not going to worry with AI. If there's a duplicate, there's a duplicate. And I don't see a duplicate. So what have we got here? We've got 1, 2. There's 10 in that one, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. So we will call this lot of 20 Louis Lamar books. We will call this lot B, box F. And just to make sure, just to make sure.
Is he out here with you?
Yeah, he's out here.
Okay, we gotta go.
Okay, I'll be right there. Well, things look a little bit different probably at this point. It's actually the next day. New shirt, new setup. Sometimes you just spend a lot of time spinning your wheels trying to figure something out. You just got to step away for a little bit. So that's what I did with this one. And what I did is I put them all back here on the table. I separated them into 3 lots of 20. So I had 80 books. And I put them in alphabetical order so that I could find any duplicates. And there were a few duplicates. I removed them. I reshuffled this deck, so to speak. So now what I have is 4 random lots of 20 Louis Lamar books without any duplicates that I can sell. So And that alphabetizing skill, something you learn in school, comes in handy. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to take these pictures. But remember, my first picture is always a picture with them on the scale. So what do we got here? So we're going to call this lot of 20 Louis L'Amour books. These are going in, I'm going to put them in with the DVDs. So I'll put them in the DVD box. This will be lot A. And yeah, I think that's all the information I really need. Now I'm sure that each of these is going to be a similar, since there's 20 books, and I mean I know there are different thicknesses in some cases, but they're going to average out to about the same weight. But I'm still going to take a photo in between so that I can have that as a breaking point in my photos that I move over to my computer when I do the listing. So yeah, 4 pounds 12 ounces plus a few ounces for packing material. Need my phone. So my cat Sonny's on a rampage. He loves chewing on plastic. I don't know why, but he's down here having some fun. So okay, that's good. We captured that. So I got to get out of my own way a little bit. I don't know what I could show just the spines as the opening picture, but if there's a better way to show it, I don't know. So we'll do this. So I'm not going to go crazy with the photos, but I'm going to take a few. Let's turn this up a little bit. Shed some light on the subject. Nice. Maybe what I could do is, it doesn't quite fill the screen. Get a couple nice looking. Are there any really good? I don't necessarily know what's good and what's not, but let's put this one up there. Yeah, that's better. So that's like the feature image. That first image I took, I'll discard. Now, I am not going to go crazy with this. I'll just put in the description that they're, they're used books in good condition. That's it. That's all I'm going to take for these. Now, I've got to wrap them up. See, I had a little bit of time to think about this too. I was going to store them in boxes, but I don't want to store them in boxes because, well, for a couple of reasons. One of them being it takes up more space. So if they don't sell for a few months, that uses up a bunch of space for a bunch of extra space in my bins. The other one is, why you're watching this right now. I like making these videos. I like making videos when I sell something and I have to pack it. So where's the fun in that if I already have it packed, right? So therefore, I thought I'd wrap them individually in this just a couple of times. I'm not going to wrap them this way. I don't think it's necessary. And this is the beauty, I think, of having your own eBay business. You can make this stuff up as you go. I mean, there aren't any rules. You just want to give the customer a good experience. So therefore, you know, I want to make sure it's packed well. And what I'm going to do, so I have 20 Louis L'Amour books. They're going to go in this box. This way and this way. They fit fine. So there's lot A. I'm not going to put those away yet. So it was a lot of 20 Louis L'Amour. DVD box. And this will be lot B. Yeah. Now the one thing that I didn't include, in this was those that were in acceptable condition. These I consider good condition. They're readable, you know, and the spines are in fairly decent condition. So this is 3 ounces heavier. Yeah, nice. But I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I have 6 of those in acceptable. I may just put them back, list them back on eBay again for $5 or something, just to get them out of the inventory. I don't want to get rid of them. I mean, somebody would appreciate just being able to buy a small lot of Louis L'Amour books for $5, I'm sure. So for those of you who have the white, you got this problem? I'm always cleaning that. All right, so we've got this and this. I'll have this one and this one. I don't remember what I... So I don't remember the 2 feature books. Doesn't really matter anyway. So, kapow! We got the picture taken. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, there you go. Now let's get these wrapped up. I will never be without this shrink wrap, or it's not shrink wrap, it's just like a cellophane wrap. So handy. I've actually got, I don't think it's in the screen, a large roll of it too. But that doesn't get used very often. It's not very convenient. Okay. About the time we're finished with these 4 lots, we'll be pretty good at it, right? 2. Some of these still have the Lakeland library. Still have the library stamp on them. Well, I guess they'll always have the library stamp on them, but whoever collected these apparently just picked them up whenever he could. Probably became known for it, so if his family saw a Louis L'Amour book somewhere, they'd pick it up for him maybe. I'm just speculating here. A little more wrap. And lot B. Okay. So there's that. Now let's do the smart thing and we'll make up the next tag before we move this over there. Lot of 20 Louis L'Amour. And lot C. Okay. Oh no, this Lando guy looks pretty tough. So, if that's Lando, I don't know. Maybe. I'm assuming it's Lando. He's on the cover of the book called Lando. Alrighty. So and that's kind of right in the middle. 4 pounds 13. Oops. Dummy. All right. These books do accumulate some, they tend to shed. Another thing I like about this, you know, you can watch dozens of YouTube videos and they tell you how to pack things, how to buy things, how to list things, how to ship things. But once you start doing it yourself, you find out that you've got your own style that you can, you just develop your own style. So let's do this one, Matagorda, and the Key Lock Man. real key is that people are going to be scrolling down through. Say they search for Louis L'Amour lot, or Louis L'Amour books, Louis L'Amour Western paperbacks, and your books show up in search. They're going to show up in search with a lot of other Louis L'Amour paperback lots. That's it. So you want yours to stand out somehow. I guess everybody's, maybe some people don't really care, but I try to make it so that the item that I'm selling fills the screen, and if possible has a feature that makes it stand out. In this particular case, it's the two books that are, stacked on top that you can see the cover, because there's a lot of Louis L'Amour listings that are just showing the spines. So hopefully mine stands out, and I'll list them tonight. They'll sell tomorrow. Who knows? Hopefully. Be nice. I actually sold a couple of things. I had listed a lot of 8, I think. Yeah, $8 bills, silver note certificates that I had in storage that were my father-in-law's or something. And I put those on, listed them for $24. I got 2 offers within a day of each other. They were on for a few days, and then I got an offer for, I think, $18 and an offer for $20. Well, I had them listed for, I don't know if I said this or not, but for $24.87, probably $24.99. Sometimes I use the 87 cents as my change, but I accepted the $20 offer, but I waited. The offer, they expire in like a day, 24 hours. So I waited like 18 hours, and then I finally just accepted it, because even though they had made an offer for $20, somebody could have come in and paid full price. And I have had that happen before, where somebody makes an offer, I don't accept it, but somebody in the meantime comes in and pays full price. DVD box. And this will be lot D. Trash can's getting full. Okay, one more lot of 20. Huh. Now see, this is, all the others have been around 4 pounds, 13 ounces. This is 5 pounds, 3 ounces. Well, 5 pounds 4, because it's 5 pounds 3.5 plus packing material. Now, if I didn't weigh them and I just assumed that they were all going in at 5 pounds, this one would have ended up costing me on shipping. Because once you cross that pound from 5 to 6, it usually makes a difference in shipping. I think that's how they calculate it anyway. Do a quick clean. All right. Hey, if you've hung in this long with me, thanks. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's do Taggart. I think Taggart's like a popular one. And Callow. I think Callow is popular too. Or Catlow, not Callow. All right, there's our feature shot. Oops, got a glare. Wha-bam, got it. So the price on these books, like this one is 60 cents. $2.50, $1.95, $1.75, $1.50, $3.50. There's a, but they're you know, I don't want to say they're old. They're as old as me, probably close to it. When was it published? Yeah, 1959. This one was printed in September 1967. So I'm a little bit older than it is. Huh. Oops. I'll redo that one. I was showing some of the wood. Not that it matters, but it mattered to me. All right. There's that. Let me make sure I took those all. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. Let's wrap this up. There's probably a better way to do this too. I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll figure it out. I don't plan on selling a lot of books. But it's nice to know how to list and pack and ship. I eventually hope to list items like a lot of DVDs, CDs, kind of be a mix, what they call them, an everything seller. But some things are easier to source, like DVDs, you can find those everywhere, and you know, they don't all sell, but you can, whoops, take it easy. You can lot those as well. Like I bought some games when I first started selling on eBay. I didn't buy them. I found them for free on Facebook Marketplace. It was like Hungry Hippos and I don't know, some card games, there was maybe a dozen games. Most of them that, you know, kids would play. Some that are more for an adult audience. But they were free. So I took them, I picked them up. It was the first thing I picked up from Facebook Marketplace. And I've sold, that was a few months ago, and I've sold probably 4 or 5 of them already. And I have, they came with some children's DVDs like Shrek and other, I don't remember what they all were, but there were maybe a dozen of them. So I put them in as a lot. and I've had some interest on that. I'll probably have to drop the price a little bit, but one of those is going to be not worth listing on eBay. But if you can lot them all in a category together, like Louis L'Amour books, who knows what they'll sell for. So that's it. I'm going to put these things in the DVD box and go in and list the items, call it a night, work on some videos, write some articles. I appreciate you being here with me. If you made it this far, please subscribe, and I'll be posting hopefully daily, because I'm out here daily anyway. I'd rather have somebody work along with me by making a video and uploading it rather than just working by myself. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care.